Okay, today we're going to talk about long division on polynomial functions, and today we're going to have remainders. So the process is similar to what we did yesterday, where we're going to divide like we did when you learned how to divide in elementary school. Please make sure you take out a sheet of paper so that you can follow along if you chose not to print out these notes. So if there is a remainder when you're dividing, you're going to write the remainder over the binomial you are dividing as the last term of your answer. So the binomial would be this term here. So if we look at the first example, once again, we're going to focus on the first terms. So we're going to say x times what gives me x squared. Hopefully you pick x. Now I'm going to distribute that x to both terms in the front. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is 1x. We're going to subtract. I don't like subtracting. I like to do keep, change, change. So x squared plus negative x squared is 0. 3 plus negative 1 gives me 2. I'm going to carry down the next term, plus 5. Once again, I focus on the first terms. So x times what gives me 2x. Hopefully you pick 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. We're going to subtract. Again, I like to keep, change, change. 2 plus negative 2 is 0. 5 plus negative 2 is 3. That is my remainder, or my leftover. So my answer is x plus 2, which I got from up here. And then since the remainder is 3, I write plus 3 over the front term here, x plus 1. This here tells me that that is the remainder. Okay, if I look at the next example, first thing that I'm going to do is n times what gives me n to the third. Again, I'm focusing on the first terms. So you should have picked n squared. We're going to multiply. N squared times n is n to the third. N squared times 2 is 2n squared. We're going to subtract. N to the third plus negative n to the third is 0. Negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4n squared. Carry down your next term. Now I'm going to say n times what gives me negative 4n squared. Negative 4n. I'm going to multiply. Negative 4n squared minus 8n. I'm going to subtract. Keep, change, change. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Negative 17 plus 8 is negative 9n. Carry down the next term. Again, look at the first. N times what gives me negative 9n? Negative 9. Multiply. Negative 9n minus 18. Subtract. I like to keep, change, change. Negative 9 plus positive 9 is nothing. Negative 14 plus 18 is 4. There's nothing left to carry down, so this is my leftovers or my remainders. So my answer becomes what I actually wrote on the top. And then since that's a positive 4, I write plus 4 over n plus 2. So this is my final answer. And don't forget, this part here tells me what my remainder is. Next example. X times what gives me 6x to the third? Hopefully you picked 6x squared. If I multiply 6x to the third minus 48x squared, we're going to subtract. I keep, change, change when I'm subtracting. 6 plus negative 6 is nothing. Negative 49 plus 48 is negative 1. Carry down your next term. X times what gives me negative x squared? If you want to, you could put a 1 there. You do not have to. This gives me negative x squared, or for those of you that want, negative 1x squared plus 8x. We're going to subtract. I like to keep, change, change. Negative 1 plus 1 is nothing. 16 plus negative 8 is 8. Carry down your next term. X times what gives me 8x squared? Sorry, this should not be a squared. X times what gives me 8x? Hopefully you pick 8. So this is 8x minus 64. We're going to subtract. I like to keep, change, change. 8 plus negative 8 is nothing. Negative 74 plus 64 is negative 10. There's nothing left over here to carry down. So my answer is 6x squared minus 1x plus 8. Since my remainder is negative 10, I'm going to write minus 10 over x minus 8. Next example. R times negative 4r squared gives me negative 4r to the third. When I multiply, I'm going to subtract. Carry down. R times what gives me 3r squared? Multiply. We're going to subtract. Oops. Carry down. Subtract. My remainder here is 1. So again, my answer is negative 4r squared plus 3r plus 3. This is my remainder, so plus 1 over what I was dividing. Last example. Again, focus on the fronts. This becomes 3x squared. That's 3x to the third minus 18x squared. Subtract. This is 0. Negative 22 plus 18 is negative 4. Carry down. X times what gives me negative 4x squared? Subtract. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. 27 minus 24 is 3. Carry down. Subtract. Again, my answer is 3x squared minus 4x plus 3. The remainder in this case is negative 5, so I'm going to write minus 5 over x minus 6. And that is my final answer. Please make sure you write down any questions that you may have and either ask me next time you see me or send me an email.